What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. Welcome back to the day after live again. Day after live, and probably the weirdest one we will do in a very long time because I titled my match reaction "Proud and Disgusted," and actually the day after I will add "confused" to it as well. So proud, disgusted, and extremely confused the day after. But that's me. Norbert, how are you feeling? Also, Malik is on his way. He will jump on in about 10 minutes or so. But how are you doing, Norbert?
Yeah, I feel the same. Um, the more and more I rewatch the game or I think about it, it's just weird. Like 4-4 and all those mistakes, but we scored 4 goals, I guess, so that's really positive, and it has to give us a boost for sure. And we actually created chances, so yeah, I feel weird for sure.
Yeah, that's basically the title of the show. Like a key moment in our season, especially for the next couple of games. Because 4-4, well, nobody was expecting that. I was expecting a very, not really close game, but like a controlled game from both teams, not really going for it. And actually the goal, like the game was controlled in the first half. It just everything was just going in, like like every single action in and around the box was going in. But there are some positives, there are some negatives, like glaring issues, and well, a lot of positives as well, which we're gonna tackle and discuss. Where do you want to start? Because let's start with the negative first. Let's start with the bad things, and then we will build it up to the good things until Malik is here. Let's start off with the bad things. The bad thing is, well, we conceded 4 goals. Two of them always, well, obviously pens. We know that. I don't think we gave away a lot of chances. There were shots, but shots I expected Grigori to
Yeah,
save. If I'm being completely honest.
yeah,
But the glaring negative, well, it starts with, remember, like, I think last week I said, like, I feel like we have some discipline issue here, red cards, not
yeah.
focused, and well, that was at full display on Sunday, and it starts with Danilo. Do you wanna do you wanna say something on Danilo that hasn't been said?
Not sure. Like he's maximum Serie B defender at this moment, and I don't think he should play against small teams at this point. Like what did Motta say, that he's disciplined and he's calm and collected, but he's really not. So
But he trusts him more
it's
right now, and at this moment in time, he gives
it's
him
crazy.
more than Gatti. That's what he
And
said.
Gatti came in and he played really good. So like, come on, it's really silly. And also, what I wanted to say right off the bat is I'm disgusted of Inzaghi. How he said they should have, they had the chance to score 7-8 goals.
Ooh, I actually,
I would like to.
actually,
There was nothing 7-8
my daily
goals.
video is on that tomorrow because I slept over like a night, and then I was like, man, he said that really, like, that very strange. And then he went also talking about injuries. I'm like, yo, have some shame. I don't know, like, you
Yeah,
miss
yeah, yeah,
Çalhanoğlu and Acerbi. We are missing a lot right here. It's
yeah,
weird. It's weird. But with Danilo, like you said, and like Apex saying, he's never been a starter for Juve. Like
yeah.
it's shocking. Like, it's really, really. I wasn't surprised. That he made that mistake. I wasn't surprised at all. Twice,
But
the
these
same one,
mistakes twice, yeah,
the same one,
crazy.
like literally the same one,
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like, you're not locked in. I'm sorry, you're just not locked in, and you're cooked. You're absolutely done. And that kind of puts us in a very difficult spot already to start that game off. In a not really quickly, if not for, and no, let's bring in Kalulu again really quickly, because he does the same thing, and I'll call them out because that was
yeah,
just, I'm not sure what that was, to be honest. Like, I rewatched it, and I'm not joking. Before I did my match reaction, I watched it like 20 times over and over again. I was like, what was he trying to do? Like, I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Like, I'm every time I watch it, I'm like, there was no way you were getting that ball. Like, never
yeah,
ever. So
yeah.
head loss, like, just
Crazy.
complete head loss. And kind of, for me personally, and you might say, or people will say, it's impossible to say that now. That's why we didn't win that game. To be honest, that second mistake as well, because we overcame that. Yes, we got the Mkhitaryan goal, whatever. But I was like, if we do not go in if we go halftime into like halftime, it's 2-2. I was pretty convinced we will manage to win that game somehow. Like that was just my conviction. But
Yeah.
you go into halftime 3-2 with in the back of your mind, man, we're just giving away crap goals at this moment in time. Yeah, I mean, you come out of that and you look rubbish as well. Like we looked rubbish in that second half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's really worrying that we Kalulu had all those good games, and now he had this game against a team that it's really matters. So yeah, and also Motta says that he trusts Danilo more. So since we lost Bremer, it's horrible. Like all those red cards, all those mistakes in the back. For me, that was really like this is worrying long term, or at least until the winter, where we can possibly do some damage control on this. But yeah, it's not looking good in the back for sure.
are we still live, by the way? Because I'm getting negative
Mm,
feedback.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, the chat is dead, but other than that,
No,
I
everything
think
is
we're
is
live.
frozen to me. Very strange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm watching YouTube. I think we're live.
Okay. Yeah, but something is up because I have YouTube up and for me it's not showing. So hopefully it fixes itself. But yeah, that was just like that first half. That had everything and kind of highlighted our issues as well.
Yeah.
Those were bad things, like the way we concede goals, the way we uh, struggle to get ourselves into like we were absolutely, that was a masterclass in throwing away a game. That's what I said, because we were just
Yeah.
doing our stinking mess to actually throw that game away for no good reason, because I was watching that Inter team. That's why I can confidently say that we were not losing that game if we didn't make those mistakes. Like we were winning that game, I believe, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
I was not watching Inter and I was like, yeah, that this is a team that we are really struggling against today, So, um, that's my thing. Also, Malik,
Yeah.
you're in the live, by the way. People can see you.
Nice.
So I don't know, like I was watching that half and I was like, man, come on, like we are throwing away this game for no good reason at all. Like absolutely no good reason. We like Inter didn't need to do anything in that first half. It was just all us. Like we did everything in that first half, the good and the bad.
Yeah. And to be honest, I thought the Inter was
I think we
better.
lost Norbert. So Malik, you can answer.
Oh, yeah. I think the way the game went, like to be fair, it went better than I expected. If from a stylistic point of view, I thought we were gonna get overrun and overwhelmed, which kind of did happen at the start of the second half, I'd say. But with all things considered, I'd take the draw gladly, honestly, especially with how our squad is decimated and just being 4-2 down. Although it's annoying throwing away a 2-1 lead because we looked good, especially after that first goal. But with the circumstances, I'll take it.
Yeah, Norbert, you're back. By the way, you just glitched out for a sec.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. Yeah, I was expecting more from Inter, to be honest. I think they can't say that they had injuries. We had injuries, so that's absolutely BS. I'm not taking that from anyone. Yeah, without those mistakes, we would have won this game easily. And there is nothing else to say. We created more chances, I feel. Like if you take away the penalties, what did they create? Like they had Barella had that shot that got deflected. like 7 times, and De Gregorio saved it, and they had like one more chance somewhere, and that's it. So I think for me, a lot more positives than negatives during this game. So let's see. This draw only matters if we win Wednesday. Otherwise, it was nothing. So yeah,
Like there are more positive. I like because the negative is just one big negative is then the backline looks like a mess right now.
yeah,
At times, and you know what it is? It's not even we get torn apart. You know because the goals we concede are pens or straight down the middle where somebody just doesn't close down. Against Stuttgart it was Kalulu, and yesterday it was Danilo. He just I don't know. He stands back, and that gives Mkhitaryan so much time to take a shot. You know, so it's not that we got completely outplayed at the back. That's not the against Stuttgart. That was the issue, by the way. You know, but yesterday that was not the issue. It was just focus. You know, lapses of concentration that made us throw that game away. And you can say Inter did the same. You know, with that goal, the last one. You know, from Yildiz. But again, like two pens. It's not that I was watching that game. I was thinking we were going to concede a fifth because we were just getting bullied off the ball at moments. I'm like, it's just bound to happen. It was not that they were dangerous, but they had possession and they kept winning it back because we just were soft at that moment in time. It's like, yeah, you're just going to fold completely and you're going to just concede more goals just by default. But it wasn't that I was sitting here and I was like, man, Inter are so good. You know, it is what it is, I guess. That was not the case. It was pure frustration watching that. I was like, you're throwing away points again, and I still have that feeling the day after that we threw away points just purely because we switched off in that first half at times. When weird enough, we switched on at times to flip the script. After that, Pam, because the reaction. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the first reaction because the first reaction was excellent because we talked about we don't control our attacking phases. We do not create enough. While those two goals were just excellent, like real, like brilliant, and that is without a Cope Miners in that team or so. Or everybody thought Douglas Luiz would play and whatever, and Yildiz was not playing. So we still managed to do that in that first half because those two goals were excellent. No, actually they were brilliant against should be a good defense. I know they were missing Acerbi, but still, like, we completely outplayed them for those two goals. So that was positive because we haven't seen that for, I don't know, since Cope Miners went down, probably.
Yeah, and Cabal and Cambiaso on the as a left back and right back. I love that pair. Like Cabal is playing out of his boots right now, and that ball to McKennie, that was brilliant. And the wings were completely shut down. Like, I'm sorry, like even when my son Savona played, like he was okay, defending. Yeah, so that's huge positive. So I can't say that the whole back line is bad. It's just the middle is really not. I can't trust, especially Danilo. Like, come on.
Oh, I thought Danilo was very off his game yesterday. I mean, he's off his game all season. We know that, but Cabal has been pretty good recently. Like, I wonder why he was dropped for those 5 games in a row. He basically created both goals. But yeah, I am also a big fan of the right side, Cambiaso and Conceição. I think it's so dynamic. I think it's just so technical and brilliant too.
Yeah. And what I wanted to say, so Conceição, oh my God, I guess we're gonna talk about him later, but that guy is amazing.
Yeah, I mean that was the good in the first half because we actually could play. Actually, I thought yesterday throughout the game, despite the midfield not being in control, we played through that midfield at times pretty okay. Again, I woke up and I was just confused because I'm still not sure what I need to think about that game. At the end of the day, like 4-4, like the way that game went, it feels like a win, but it's not a win. That's what makes it frustrating because you put in so much energy and so much. But at the end of the day, it's a point, and then you sit back and you're like, the reason is it's a point. It's just because we lost our head twice, and actually it happened against Leipzig, against Cagliari. The only period we skipped was Lazio. Other than that, it was game after game after game that we just lose our head, where it's like get it over the line or stay composed, and we get caught up in the emotions. And because right now we play with a lot of emotion, and like that's how we are. Like look at Mota on the sideline. We are an emotional side. We need to control that because if it happens again, you're losing that game. Like the next time you're losing that game, you're not coming back from it. So that was kind of the first half, and we came out in that second half, and that's where the disgusted part came from me, from the title, because it was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing because it felt like we were down 10 goals going into in the second half. That's how they came out. It was flat. It was whatever. We got bullied off the ball. We couldn't keep the hold of the ball. We were not able to do just anything half decent, okay, or good, and that was just for me shocking and unacceptable. I don't care who the coach is, if I like Mota or not. That was unacceptable because it's your job to get these players back on track going into the second half, and we just were completely gone, and rightfully so. We conceded that fourth goal, and I think everybody at that moment in time was like, yeah, I'm gonna turn this off. Like I don't want to watch what's gonna happen right now. And for some reason it didn't happen. Call it luck, call it determination, call it a big heart like I call it, or call it Inter are not as good as they were last season. Because if that was Inter of last season, that game was done. It would have been over, and actually would have not. They would have not conceded probably the second goal as well. But what is the issue going into that second half? Like what happened in that locker room? Because they came out defeated, like really defeated for some reason for the first 50 minutes, and I don't know what the explanation is because the game was still on. It was only 3-2.
Personally, I really don't know. You just look bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to explain. I don't know, is it the fact that we were in the lead and doing so well, and then suddenly letting it slip so easily. I don't know, maybe that got to the players, which concerns me a lot, by the way. But yeah, literally for the first, I'd say until Yildiz scored the 4-3, I was thinking to myself, oh, this could get really ugly here.
Yeah.
And there were so many chances where Di Gregorio made a few really good saves and kept us in it. So yeah, just shifted. And even after we scored the 4-4, I started to think to myself, oh, we can go on and win this now.
Oh, I thought we were gonna win it. I thought we were gonna win it. I really like I was watching the game and it was 4-3 and I was like, yeah, cool, I guess. It was the moment we scored 4-4, I was like, we're gonna win it. Like we're on top right now. And if the game was an extra 10 minutes, I think we would have won it as well. Because we caught them by surprise completely, and I think nobody really knew at Inter what the hell was going on at that moment in time. And for an extra 10 minutes, I think we would have gotten over the line, but it didn't. And at the end of the day, despite everything, despite all the difficulties we had in that game, going down once, 2 goals, the players were missing, and again, it's a rebuild. And Conceição, is his fourth start, maybe? I don't know. Like, it feels like he's starting for ages, but that's not even the case as well, So we are still looking for our real identity. You take that point, it's an extremely good point the way it panned out. So you cannot really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm just disappointed, and not really mad. I'm just more disappointed because I thought we could have won that game if we were just focused, switched on in that first half. That's just how I look at it. But it is what it is. We cannot change it. We need to deal with it. And like you said, Norbert, a couple of minutes ago, if you don't win on Wednesday, then this was all for nothing again. It's just kind of pointless. We need to beat Parma, by the way. Even if we lost against Inter, we still need to beat Parma. But again, it's done. We need to move on, and we need to talk about the the positive, because the negative we cannot change. Like we cannot sign a player right now. So
Yeah.
Malta needs to find a solution to, I don't know, get everybody switched on. Maybe the midfielders put in an extra shift. I don't know, but we cannot fix that right now. Just like for like. So let's talk about the positives, because despite everything, there were a lot of positives, I guess. Let's talk about the one of the main guys, and that's Conceição, because he didn't have a good game against Stuttgart, or like he was probably the best player still against Stuttgart, but it
Yeah.
wasn't what everybody thought it would be. And yesterday, I think Di Marco is still losing sleep over that game, because he had him on toast. Like for 90 minutes, like I was watching on the Belgium stream this time, and he was saying, he was looking at it and he was like, here he comes again, and just everybody's backing down, because the moment you engage, he's gone. Like he's just gone. And if you don't engage yesterday, he was gone as well. So
Yeah.
how good is he, and how important is he to the side?
Really important to open up the field, and like on one-on-ones, he's an ankle breaker. Like if you turn the wrong way, he completely destroys you. Like if you put a foot the wrong way and he sees it, you're gone. Like even if he wants to go inside, if he wants to go like on the outside, how he made that assist, that wonderful assist to Ea. Like whatever he wants, he does to you. Like he's insane, and he's 21, and we're gonna buy him for 10 plus 20 or something. So he's crazy. Like whatever he wants to do with you, he just does it to you. Like if you're a defender, you should start praying when he is coming towards you with the ball. Like yeah, many times they thought he will cut inside, but no, he just went to the line, and then he crossed, or yeah, he's amazing. I love him. Big fan.
Yeah, I adore this profile of winger, like I haven't had a winger at Juve excite me this much since Douglas Costa's first season. And he kind of reminds me of Douglas Costa in his first season in a way, like beats his man constantly. Like every time he has the ball and goes forward, you think, oh, we're gonna have a chance here. I really like this. And he has very unique qualities, very low center of gravity. That's why he's a really good dribbler as well. Technically, obviously could still improve and stuff, but at only 21. But yeah, I'm so glad he's our player. Definitely very important to the team.
You know what describes him perfectly? Remember that, I think it was in the first half, when he was running at somebody and he just forgets the ball. Like he forgot the ball for a split second, and he needed to get back to, I don't know if anyone remembers that. He needed to like run back to get that ball. That's who he is, because at times it will look just completely chaotic, but I have no issue with that, because I know, like with Chiesa when he was at his best, but this is to another level, the way he plays, on the pace he plays. It's like at times he will frustrate you because it won't work 2-3 times in a row, whatever. But I know at one moment in time in that game it will work, and that will be the key moment of that game. So at times it will be frustrating to watch. Yesterday it wasn't the case, but there will be moments where it's like, oh come on, do better, and it won't get better until minute 80 when he pops that perfect dribble and he's gone, and he puts it on a plate for somebody. Like that's the player he is. And also the energy he brings to the team is, hopefully it affects people, because he just keeps going. At the end he was not down. I was scared. I thought he had an injury. It was just cramp, so he will be fine, but it was only, well, it was bound to happen the way he was playing yesterday, because it was intense. Like it was really intense the way he plays. He plays with a lot of emotions, which at one point, like you said, like it could pan out badly, with a stupid yellow card or so on, because that's who he is right now. And I think you need to take that, because the moment you start coach that out of him a little bit, you will have a very average player, So it's good that he has Motta as a coach and not Allegri as last season, because he would have coached it out a little bit. And then you will have just a very average player out there who has just no effect on the squad. But right now, it has an effect. Like also on the other players. Like just like it's ridiculous, and it's good to see. You know, it's very good to see. Like Malik said, we used to pray for times like these. Like finally, you have a player who know he's just gonna take on the player, you know, and on again and again and again. Because Gonzalez is not like that. So people will be in for a surprise if we see Gonzalez start a game. Not calling out Gonzalez.
Yeah,
but
good luck to him.
Yeah, I struggle to see his place in the team like at this point with the way Conceição is playing. But it's a long season. There's gonna be a lot of rotation. So and Motta loves to rotate. So.
Oh, he adores that. That's
maybe too much.
Yeah, maybe a bit too much.
He will. There will be 3 subs on Wednesday, probably. At least, probably Perin will start. Yeah, Yildiz will back in the team, so that will be a sub, and the midfield will shaken up again. Probably Gatti will start. So yeah, there will be another 4 or 5 subs on Wednesday.
You know what? I also like that he brought in Bangula as a striker, and
it worked.
He was switching it up with Yildiz. Like he understood that we needed speed, we needed we needed the counterattacks, and
Plus, the way Bangula presses would have been very effective. So I questioned it at first because I was thinking we're gonna lack a focal point now, but it really worked because both of our goals came practically from counterattacks anyway. So.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Savona who came in and did well. Like the crosses were good. Reading the game, it was just solid. You know, because there was a lot of space at the back, and we had no choice because we needed to go for it. And he was composed and he was calm for all the shit
he's really calm,
wanted to throw at him for I don't know which good reason. Because right now, Savona, like him or dislike him, rate him or do not rate him, I've not watched the game of Savona. I'm like, what a disaster class that was. I've watched him play games and was like, that's not good. You know, Stuttgart, but everybody was rubbish, I guess. But I've not watched the game where I'm like, oh my god, that's a disaster. So
him.
Yeah, so credit to him because that was probably not easy to come on. And these are the players we need to bring on. And then you had Inzaghi talking about we're missing Çalhanoğlu, and we were bringing in Savona and Mbangula chasing a game. You know, that was kind of what it is right now. So that's that. But let's talk about the man of the hour, and that's Yildiz because he started on the bench. And I think a lot of people were shocked. But deep down inside, I was like, he's playing a lot and it's not really coming off, you know? And he came on, and the moment he came on, I was like, free roll, I see. You know, it wasn't just up the touchline and whatever, you know? Try to beat players one-on-one. It was like freedom. The moment he came on, you can see it, the positions, the pockets he was picking up. It was like, okay, it's different. He can choose his position right now. He's free to do whatever he wants. And well, no surprise, he looks good. Like he looks like a good player out there when he has the ability to just move around. And the finishes were good, especially that first one was good. And yeah, man, that's a potential world-class player soon, I guess.
Yeah, and he scored 2 goals with his weaker foot. You know, like so easily, seemingly. And on my little MVP, Norby's MVP board, it was his second MVP award from me. Although I would have given it to Conceição, but I'm sorry if you score 2 goals in 25 minutes, or I don't know how many minutes he played, but you getting it from me.
Yeah, man. All season I feel like people have been criticizing him a lot, and he has been underwhelming at times, but I still, to this day, don't think the left wing position, touchline winger, isn't his role at all.
Yeah.
If play more inside, then you'll see the magic happen. We saw some of that magic happen last season in bursts. That's the thing with Yildiz, though. He's still very young, and, I'm not going to slate him for this, but, he can have moments of brilliance and moments where you're like, didn't notice him in the game, but big future ahead, I think. You don't score 2 goals in the Derby d'Italia by chance.
Yeah.
No. People, by the way, hit the like button because we only have 13 likes. But you're right when you said he's only 19, and people need to remind themselves that this is his first full season. Like literally, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the first full season with you starting games week in, week out. This is not cameos, being on the bench, pressure a bit off. There's pressure on, and I'm not feeling sorry, by the way. It's not, it's pressure on, be calm. No, like, if you play for this club, I expect you to perform to a certain level, in a certain amount of time. This is it, for him, because like you said, he will have games where it's not looking good. That doesn't mean that he's not going to score 2 games every single week right now. But you know how it works. If he doesn't score next week, it's like, oh, where was Yildiz? Again, it depends on the game, obviously, the performance. But again, it's his first full season. I don't expect him to have 8 out of 10 performances week in, week out. I don't think that's realistic unless you hold him to a standard where he doesn't need, like when I had the conversation on this channel with Chiesa being world class. Then, I mean, yeah, he's not gonna put in world class performances week in, week out. You will be extremely disappointed, just by default, because he's not. You're holding him to a standard. He's not there yet, so you will be disappointed. But yesterday, he's the reason we got a point, because that first goal was on his own, and kind of woke up the entire team of, well, it's not over. We just keep going, I guess, and we kept going. But we needed that look, because if he didn't came on, it wasn't happening. Like it wasn't going to happen, or we were probably gonna score a goal, but way too late, for us to get back into it. So big time credit to him. Do you think this is what he needed? Sitting on the bench against Inter, massive game, one of the biggest games of the season, and Motta's like, well, today I'm gonna decide to rest you. Is that maybe what he needed?
Well, Motta decided that he sits him. He comes in and he scores 2 goals. So Motta was right. Really, the only I think this, like, he's the youngest who scored 2 goals on the Derby d'Italia. So yeah, like someone needs to rest. Like, he needs to understand he's young, but okay, maybe he needed a rest. Maybe Motta saw something is not right with him, so he would not start. Whatever the case may be, he scored 2 goals. So this should help for sure. But please, I don't know. He can't play on the left wing. No.
Yeah. I know people looking at the lineup, not seeing him there and seeing Weah instead would have turned a few heads. But at the end of the day, I still believe he needed a rest. Granted, it's in such a big game, but it proved fruitful at the end of the day, because he looked very fresh. He looked very hungry and motivated. So he
also
really
well scored.
Yeah,
well scored as well. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought we played pretty okay, so it worked out at the end of the day. But yeah, I think this is definitely gonna push him forward, and if he can score against Parma midweek, he's gonna start flying, I think.
That was the next question, or like not literally, but the title of the show is Key Moment. Is this what we needed? We've done it in the past. Oh, this is what we needed. This result. Now we will kick off. Even though deep down inside we knew we're rubbish. Like, it's not gonna happen. But we were trying to make something positive happening. Is this what we needed? Because we are not having a bad season, by the way. So it sounds weird to say, is this what we needed to kickstart our season? But is this what we needed to get out of the slump in performances, where it's like, we can play, like we can actually play, just come on. Is this what we needed, despite knowing that we messed up at the back?
So for me, I think fixing the defense is possible, because when Kalulu plays with Gatti, most of the time, I would say 5 out of 6 games, it looks okay. It looks good, more than okay, actually. And I think if we actually just keep playing those four guys like Cabal, Gatti, Kalulu, and Cambiasso in the back, it's gonna gel more. And I think the defense is fixable, and we showed it. Like we play really good defense. But what was more important is scoring 4 goals against a really good team, Inter. I mean, we showed that we can score goals, and that was really missing. And I truly believe this has to ignite something that we showed we can score goals, even without some players that it would be ideal if they play. But I think it should ignite something, 100%.
Yeah, I don't remember when was the last time we scored 4 goals. Was it against Empoli 2 years ago? Not sure. But yeah, we always said, oh, we needed this. But this time it's different because it came against Inter. It came against a direct rival, a direct title contender. So yeah, this time I think it is different, and hopefully we can crack on and get consistent wins at this point, because that's what's missing. Because we'd get a win, and then we'd draw, and then we draw twice
because
again.
If you look at the next opponents until the international break, we should honestly beat all of them. The Champions League game, I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but all the Serie A games, we should beat those teams, and we should show it that we belong in the top 3 at least. So
yeah, and if that goes well, we could end up top, because Napoli have a very, very tough schedule until for the next 2 months. I looked at their schedule, I was like, whoa, so you never know. We'll see how it goes, though.
They're leading with 5 points, so really they really need to start battling some games.
If Napoli get through the phase, it's gonna be long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really looking at the standings right now, because 5 points right now is nothing. At this stage of the season, it's nothing, because you draw 1 game, it's 3 points. Like it can be 3 points, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's only 3 points." Like it's way too soon to worry about the table, unless you're 20 points behind. Right now, then it's like, whatever, But right now, it's just let's see, let's see what will happen, But again, the table will sort itself out. I will look at the table the end of January, where it's like, okay, now it really starts kicking on. We need to be up there. If not, it's impossible. So that's still not around the corner yet. It's only November, so that's that. Before we wrap it up, because I actually do not have a lot of time today because I have another appointment. But Parma, we play Parma on Wednesday. I'm gonna preview that tomorrow. But Parma are a strange team, to be honest, because I've watched them play football. They play like naive football. It's fun. Like if you watch it, it's like it's fun to watch. It's good to watch, and they should be having enough to stay up. But on the flip side, I'm like, it's a bit naive to play like that this early. I know it's your identity, but start to accumulate a bit more points before you start actually playing like that, because for a team that low, they play brilliant football at times, So that's that. They score quite a lot of goals as well, but it's very open. Like it's really open, So what are your expectations for that game?
Yeah, their defense. There's a key man in their defense, and maybe not going to be a surprise that I tell you that it's Balog, the Hungarian defender. That guy is really growing, and he's really good. And up front they have Boni, who is also really good. I watched I think 1/2. Yeah, the first half against Empoli. Now they were good, but Empoli scored that goal, and they equalized in the second half. But yeah, they are not a defensive team. They are not gonna defend like small teams usually do. They are more balanced, even against bigger teams. So I think we're gonna have space, and if Conceição has space, then that's good for us. Yeah, I would say until the first goal, it might not be easy, but then we're gonna score more and more. So I would say 3-0, which is bold, but I feel like we're gonna just roll on. We have to roll on. So yeah, 3-0. Until the first goal, it's not easy, and then we score 2 more.
I'm gonna be very boring here. I'm gonna say 1-0.
A win is a win. No.
Yeah, a win
Yeah.
is a win, but yeah, I think it's gonna be like one of those games where we just score one and we have like a billion chances, but hopefully the Cagliari scenario does not happen.
Yeah.
I think either 1 or 2-0, but I'll go with 1-0.
As long as we have chances, I'm okay with 1-0. As long as we create
Yeah,
more.
but I'd like us to kill games off easier. So
Yeah.
We'll see. I guess we will see. I will do my preview tomorrow after Mota spoke. So let's see what he has to say. Talk about the squad. Who will be back? Nobody. Who will potentially be out? Probably somebody at this moment in time. So we will hear about that tomorrow. People, hit the like button. There will be no post game day after for the Parma game because I'm out on Thursday, so I cannot do that. There will be one on Sunday for who do we play on Sunday? Why do
Udinese.
Udinese. So there will be one on Sunday for the Udinese one, which is going to be an interesting game as well. We'll talk about that during the week. But yeah, that's it for me and for us. Norbert, Malik, thanks for joining to talk about, well, probably the weirdest result we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, probably.
Hopefully all good against Parma, and then post on Sunday we will probably talk about 2 games, especially the Udinese one, but also the Parma one, and then it's build up to Lille, already on next Tuesday, so it's gonna go fast, and
Yeah.
hopefully we're ready. That's all I have to say. But yeah, people, have a good evening or day, depending on where you're watching, and speak to you guys tomorrow.